Hi everyone, Natalie, your channeler and guide, present here with you. I hope you're doing fine. We're connecting here to continue a conversation we had with some of you yesterday evening. So let me know who's there and where you're from if it's the first time you're connecting. And again, if it's the first time you're connecting, maybe I'll take a few seconds to introduce myself. So I am Natalie, the host of this page, and also a Lightworker Starseed Intuitive Rising group for those of you who are interested to go a little bit faster into the process of awakening their true nature and, of course, all their intuitive guides. But on a daily basis, what I do is I connect with people's higher selves and star family and guides in order to retrieve the guidance they're meant to be receiving. So it can go through past lives, future self coming for guidance. It can be the inner child coming through. It could be star beings, so beings from other planets or light beings trying to share with you some information that is totally relevant for you to move forward. So it is so I love my job, to be honest with you. I love my job and I love to be here and come here to chat with you and share any kind of information that is either emerging somewhere around as it is floating in the energies around, and it means or it needs to come through, whether you are igniting the question or I am sensing this is a topic. That's what I try to do with you when I come here. So let me know who's there. Jan, yeah, wonderful. How are you doing? I'm happy that you can connect live. That's wonderful, Jan. Today, this live will be about signs and their meaning. So we're talking about spiritual signs. We're talking about energy signs. We're not just talking about, signs sent from your subconscious mind, which is as interesting, but not really the topic here. Hello, Patricia. Hello. So if you have any questions regarding this, because yesterday I was live. I was live, not visually, but in writing. I was answering some of your questions, and the questions were mainly around, I see a lot of numbers. What do they mean? And is one different than a two, than a three, and all that? So yes, hello Marie. So wonderful to see you here, but that is the topic. So let me know if you have any questions. I will answer them around that topic again of signs and their potential meaning. But before I look at your questions, I will simply kind of expand on what I posted earlier today. And again, it was based on yesterday's Q&A. I kind of shared my experience with numbers, at least the most obvious experience I had, which was a full year of constant same sequence of numbers, 22 and 11. I could not escape it. I was always intuitive, always very sensitive, always in the desire to be of service to others, but I was not trusting what was coming through. But those signs or those numbers came through to let me know that something personal was going to shift, and quite abruptly, but it was also a way to let me know that I was not alone in the process. So let me see. Rach, I see a lot of numbers as well, but only even know if I have guides. Sometimes I can feel energies. Yeah, so those numbers, and again, we're talking about numbers because it is probably one of the most frequent things, or the most frequent signs, or the easiest way your higher self and your guides will use to talk to you. So think of it. Think of the fact that you could be a being from another dimension. So we are in the third dimension, which is very dense, very physical, very rational. We need to believe to see, we need to see to believe. And then you have the fifth and above. So when you're starting to vibrate in those vibrations or in those dimensions, then you have so many different ways to connect to us, to hear us incarnated, alive. And it could be electricity, it could be our inner vision, it could be our senses, and it could be any kind of potential item outside in our everyday life that can be triggered or that can be actually used to share a message. So electricity is something that is used a lot, and I know people might think of ghosts and that kind of activity, paranormal activity, but it's more than that. So think about the fact that how could you get a message from your higher self and guides that is quick and frequent enough that you would pay attention. So it's true that if you see a cloud with the same shape every day, you will pay attention. If you see an object or a person every day, you will pay attention. But it's a little bit harder to play with people and to play with other objects, living objects. When they're playing with numbers, it's easy, quick, and you always have numbers around you. The clocks, the watches, the phones, the books, the pages, the bills, the phone numbers, the license plates on people's cars. So they're everywhere, those numbers. And it's easy for your higher self and your spiritual team to find somewhere around you, whether you're at home or somewhere else, to find a number or a sequence that will be exactly the same than the one they showed you yesterday, the day before, and that they could potentially show you the following day. So do not get caught up with the meaning of the sequence itself, whether it's 1122, 2222. It's true that there is a meaning, but the meaning is yours. The meaning becomes yours because of what you believe in, how you feel at the moment you receive them, your spiritual opening, and your actual experience with numbers. So if you see a lot of 2222 and you are wondering about your relationship, well, chances are 2222 is about the relationship. Okay? Now, if you are wondering whether or not you should take on another job, well, chances are that number might be around that. So sometimes you know because you are in suspension, you are wondering what is the next step. And the numbers are just coming in to say, we hear you. And when I say we, I'm talking about your higher self and your spiritual team. Remember, nothing happens without the consent of your higher self. You won't see anything, you won't enter in contact with anything, you won't fall by coincidence on a book, on a person, on a talk, if your higher self hasn't planned this meeting, this coincidence, this synchronicity. So yeah, like 999, you see a lot of times. Yeah. So again, before you look for a meaning behind the actual sequence, try to monitor what you're going through. And if somehow in the back of your mind, you have asked for guidance, because sometimes we don't know. We say, oh my God, what should I do with this? Oh, should I tell her? Should I tell him? Or should I kind of go back to school? Sometimes it's not like an open prayer or an open request. But if your higher self senses that you are really guessing a lot, if you're questioning a lot the life you're in, the journey you're in, then it will be nice enough, your higher self will be nice enough to let you know in advance that, one, you're supported, you're being heard, but you need to believe. And that's why the repetition is here for, to make you believe that these numbers cannot come by coincidence. Again, you want another example? Go back earlier today in the post, I talked about my story about 11, 11, 22, 22 together or separately. And a few hours later, when I checked my phone just to see if I had any messages, it was 11:22. Okay, I see a lot of 11 still and a lot of 22s, but not right after posting a message about that. You understand? It's even more than a coincidence. So it was, for me, the message was, you did good. It's a confirmation I did good, because this is where I am in my life right now. I have so much experience with 11, 22s and other numbers, but mainly these, that I don't need to believe, I believe. But if they come back, they're letting me know, just be aware, focus, go inward, meditate, something's gonna happen, or we are here, you did good. It's a confirmation that whatever I started, I did good. That is my way, okay, of understanding what's going on. So did you have, guys, hi Moon, good evening, and good evening for you, and hi to everyone else. Do you have any experiences with numbers? And again, it doesn't have to be numbers. It could be a shape. For me recently, like I would say a year ago, it was a lot of triangles, inverted or up, triangles everywhere, hearts, a lot of hearts in rocks, in the sky, in clouds, in leaves. And because I do a lot of hikes, it was amazing. I brought most of them, or I took pictures of the rocks that had that heart shape. And if I really go back in time and try to analyze why it was important for me to see this, it's because I felt a little bit disconnected. I felt that, yeah, okay, can I get some guidance? I don't always hear you. I feel alone sometimes. So suddenly, the best and quickest way for my higher self and my team to let me know that I was not alone and there was a way for me to connect to divine love was to believe, was to just see, open my eyes. Now, those signs will come to your life if you are new at channeling, or if you don't fully believe in your intuitive gifts. Remember, we are all intuitives. We are all channeling at one point or another, or at one extent to another. So your higher self will choose numbers or other shapes, forms, and colors to let you know, we're here, it's working, believe it. Once you went beyond that step of believing there's really a message for you, then you'll see, you will be tempted and guided to do meditations, to do activations, whether on your own or with people leading them. You will open your heart center and your intuitive abilities will blossom. So when that happens, you might see a little bit less numbers, like repetitive sequences of numbers. You might see less about external signs that you are guided, that you are being helped, and that you're being supported. Why you don't need them as much? Because you close your eyes regularly, you meditate, you ask for questions, you wait for the answers through your senses, coming through your senses. So you do not need the external visions and those external signs to know that there's something there for you. All right, so again, numbers, shapes, forms, people, conversations are there to let you know, stop, there's a message for you. And if it's coming back and back and back, it's because you didn't fully integrate the message. So it will come back until the message or the event has gone, has been experienced, has been lived, and you're ready for the next step. But again, if you're more intuitive or more inclined to do meditations or channelings, then you'll see that you'll be less triggered, or I shouldn't say triggered, you will be less contacted through numbers and external shapes. It will be an inner feeling. Okay, you want to talk to me? I'm taking a break. What is it? And even though you might be extremely sensitive or extremely intuitive and you're a channeler and you're experienced in channeling and you're clairvoyant and clairaudient, you're still a human being. There will be times where the daily life, your own worries, your own doubts about life, about who you are, might come into your life, and your higher self will come to you, send you a message again to bring you back to center and into alignment. So it's not because you feel comfortable with your intuitive abilities and your channeling abilities and all your clairs that you won't be contacted through external items, whether you can touch them or their visions. It's only when you forget to listen, to receive, or if you receive but you don't believe, or you receive and you don't follow the message with a concrete action, then the message will come back. The signs will come back. So it's not because you are a very experienced channeler that you will never receive those signs again. There has been a time in 2020 when I got a lot of 11s and 22s on clocks, and mainly clocks for me. Okay. And I said, okay, what do you want to tell? I'll be honest with you. The first day I said, yeah, no worry. The second day, oh, okay, second day. Third day, oh, is it a coincidence? Maybe the fourth day, I'll say, okay. The repetition created an interest in me. I need to contact them. Honestly, those numbers, like you're receiving a call from your higher self and your spirit team. Okay, you didn't answer the first call, so we are calling you again and calling you again. And as soon as I stop and I say, okay, what are you trying to tell me? Then either I'm trying to remember what I did, but I went into meditation. I pulled a few cards and I try to find out what was the message. And if the number comes again, I will do more of those connections with my higher self until I get it. And then when it's gone, the message won't be as frequent. They will disappear until the next time where you feel disconnected. So let's see, Michelle, hello. Number 11 and 13 are always in my day. Wonderful. So maybe you can share with us if you know what it means for you. Remember, you may look into a book, or you may ask a guide or anyone who may tell you 11 means this, 22 means this. And in numerology, that's something very interesting. I don't know if you know what is your life path, if you ever have done that, but I have a lot of 11s in my numerology. So that also is a sign. That was a confirmation that is a key number for me. But again, if ever you read a meaning about the numbers that are coming frequently into your life, feel into your heart to see if it resonates with you. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong, as there's so many sources and resources available on the net and in different books and from different people. If it resonates like, oh yes, that makes sense, then this definition is meant for you at this moment. If those numbers are coming back later, after you have integrated the first encounter with those numbers, and you go back to the same book and you read the same definition, it's like, doesn't mean anything, I need to search more, then that's it. It means the message is irrelevant for you. You need to find another meaning. So again, the best meaning will be coming from you. But if it's not easy for you to channel guidance from your higher self, then yes, for sure, look for guidance wherever you find it. And again, close your eyes. Does it resonate with you? Is it a message that really forces you to stop, understand what's going on in your life? And are you called to take an action? Or it's like, no, it's totally relevant, I'm not going through this. Then it means you need to again search, research, and find out what it means for you. So Moon, mainly synchronicities, the last 5 months, yeah, all those 11s, the 2s, the 3s, so repetitive numbers. I see them almost daily. Perfect. So that if you see them daily, it's definitely a way for your higher self and your spiritual team to tell you that in your case, this is what I receive quickly as a channeling. I don't want to do any channelings like that, but sometimes it's coming through. So I might share it with you, Moon. For you, it's to confirm that you have a very clear gift, intuitive gift, and they want you to be a little bit more active into it. That's why there's so much different numbers, you see. So it's almost pushing you to take some kind of action. And it's just an action to trust. It's just an action to trust. Eventually, you might be not as bombarded by those numbers, or at least not frequently, or your higher self will have found another way to talk to you. But it is a good sign. It is just a good sign. It's just telling you that whoever wants to talk to you, your team, your guides, and obviously your higher self as the coordinator of all those contacts, it's just telling you, hey, don't doubt, we're here. Don't doubt, we're here. Usually they come when we start to doubt. When we start to doubt, whether it's a very obvious worry or doubt or a very conflictual situation we're in, then we might see them a little bit more often, whether we're aware of the inner conflict we're going through or not. But they're there to let you know that you're supported. So I hope it helped you understand that whatever's coming to you that feels amazing, surprising, different, unusual, and if it's repetitive, then just know that your higher self and your spiritual team definitely want to chat with you. If you do not listen or do not understand what the message is, it will become more frequent, and they might use different signs and objects and items to let you know that they really want to chat with you. And eventually, once this message has been integrated and understood, it might disappear for a while or take another form because you are ready for the next step. So I hope it helped, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about those signs and numbers and whatever comes to you frequently in your life, trying to guide you in some ways. I'll be happy to answer. And if you have any comments, I'll be very happy to connect to answer. I just wanted to also tell you that Friday at 12:30 Pacific time, so that will be 3:30 Eastern time. I'm pretty sure you can do your calculation where you are in the world in your own time zone. I'll see if I have the time, but definitely one higher self connection. So for those of you who are new with my work, when a person is chosen for these complementary and random, because I'm choosing a name randomly, during those connections, the person and I are entering a deep, relaxing trance. And I start to channel any kind of guidance that person is meant to receive. The guidance may come, of course, through the higher self, but the exact visions and information may come through a past life, your future self coming to remind you that if you choose this path, that might be the outcome. So just to let you know of the potential choices you could make. It could be your inner child letting you know that there's some stuff that needs to be looked at in your past, in your childhood, or your inner child wants to play a little bit more, so it wants you to leave it a bit more room. It could be star people, so people from different dimensions, light beings, or angels, archangels, or people from different planets with very specific messages for you. Those connections 100% of the time, or maybe 99.9% of the time, will contain an energy shift component. So even though it might just feel like there's only one more intellectual information coming through just words, behind, in the background, you will feel an energy shift within you. Even though it was not your first question, something is happening. Something will shift. So, and light code might also be included in the sessions, like lately, in the past 4 months, I would say, even more, but before I was shy. I was really, really shy to do that in public. So light codes, which is hand movements, sounds, tonality, might come through also during a private session. So Friday, we will start at 12:30 p.m. Pacific or 3:30 Eastern. We will start with, of course, a group activation, but it will be a shorter one, somewhere like 5 minutes or so. Then I'll choose a person based on whoever wants to join. I'll invite that person on video live with me. We will just process with the downloads and the activation. And remember, if your name is not chosen, you will get something from it. You will feel a shift. Will it be energetic? Will it be the words, the message? Will it be the movements, the tonality, or the vibration in my voice? You will get something. Whenever you show up in a live event, totally unexpectedly, by chance, coincidence, synchronicity, your higher self knows that it needed to send you there because there was also a message for you. So stay with us if ever your name is not chosen. Thank you guys. It was such a pleasure. Marie, Moon, and Jan, and everyone who was there. Hopefully I'll see you on Friday at 12:30, 3:30, depending where you are in the world. Until then, bye for now. And please, if you have any experiences with signs, numbers, shapes, and colors, share them. You'll see that you're far from being the only one. Bye for now, guys. Bye-bye. Bye, Rach.